Hi, you're watching The Creative Underground and I'm Paul Carhart. Today we're going to look at a few things that are somewhat unique takes on things that you commonly see around town. So let's get started. Okay, so we're here at Idlewild Designs and they have all kinds of stuff here, and we're going to go over that here in a second. But one of the coolest things about their setup here at the second Saturday Art Walk is that beyond this table there is also a secret bat cave. So we're going to go into the bat cave here, and we've got Connie. Say hi, Connie.
Hi.
Connie is going to kind of take us in to the secret sanctum here. Okay, so now we're inside the truck. So tell me a little bit about the truck here.
Welcome to my mobile boutique. So what you're standing in right now is actually a 1986 Ford Econoline box truck that I have converted into a lovely little vintage inspired store.
So it's not just a way of transporting things. This is like a little, it's like a mall shop here. If you were like in the mall, it looks like the mall.
It's a very little boutique.
Yeah, it's
complete with fitting room.
Oh, and there's the fitting room right there. We've got clothes hanging, and we've got all kinds of stuff. So do you want to tell me a little bit about any of the stuff? Or is there anything that you want to...
Well, the truck itself is very unique in that everything inside of here has been either repurposed, recycled, or upcycled. So the flooring is made from reclaimed pallets and vintage signage.
Yeah, that's cool.
We've got vintage books acting as shelves, as well as crates that are from my uncle's construction company, using vintage wooden spools as our hanging hooks, and vintage ladder for our garment rack.
Yeah, the ladder. Let's see if I can get underneath. Yeah, that's very creative.
Yes. So,
and then I noticed this record here.
Yep,
I can't get past that.
We do a lot of work with upcycled and recycled items. These are the record clock. We make bowls, all kinds of different things out of records. Basically anything we can upcycle, change, play with. We love to change things up.
So everything that you sell here is or most things that you sell here is stuff that you've done something to yourself, or?
Very much so. Most of what we carry has either been upcycled or recycled by us, or made by us 100%. So we carry very few pieces that are mass-produced. Anything we do choose that's mass-produced has been very carefully selected. For the most part, we create a lot of what you see here with our own two hands.
This is cool. This is cool. And then we've got stuff over here. There's these, what are these things? The floral
wreaths, headbands.
Headbands. My daughter would love those.
These are my favorite new thing that we're carrying. These are faux succulents, so It's pretty much an unkillable plant.
All right.
In case you are really bad at keeping plants alive.
You have a brown thumb?
Yeah.
And then we have like this thing up here. This is all really cool stuff. And my daughter just bought a ring. So maybe she'll feature that on maybe we'll show a picture of that here before we close out. And so there's the fitting room. It's got a mirror. It's like any other fitting room. And there's the cab right there. So
Tyson.
Oh, and there's the driver.
And there's my guard dog. Hi.
Hi there.
Hi, Tyson.
Say hello. It's awesome. I love this place. So where are you? You're here for every art walk, right?
Yep, I'm always here for second Saturdays, and then we also usually do the last Saturday, or basically every other Saturday.
Okay.
We're here. We can also be found at the Alamitos Bay Farmers Market.
Okay.
And then if you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, we post where else we're going to pop up shop, and we do pop up all over the city of Long Beach.
Okay, and when we say here, we're talking about the second Saturday Art Walk, and you're pretty much right out in front of the the depot for creative reuse.
Yep, we always park in front of the depot for creative reuse.
So there's
it's
a little
favorite spot to park.
Little synergy there.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you very much. We're going to also put some information up, your Facebook information and stuff like that. We'll stick that up at the end of the segment. So Connie, thanks for having us, and this is really cool. I'm really impressed.
Thank you.
So that's the mobile boutique, but Idlewild Designs has a lot of other stuff available as well. So let's let Connie tell us about some of the stuff that's out on the table.
Here we're looking at some handmade coasters with vintage images on them. We've got some upcycled coasters made from reclaimed wine corks. Fake felt succulents. Plant that's impossible to kill. Handmade jewelry. Keychains made from repurposed items. Necklaces made from repurposed vintage thread spools. Bracelets handmade from measuring tapes. And rings made from hand-painted stones.
Hey, Daddy.
Yeah?
Do you want to hear a knock-knock joke?
Sure.
Knock-knock.
Who's there?
Little old lady.
Little old lady who?
I didn't know you could yodel.
So I was out at the Art Exchange checking out the opening night for the Holiday Salon, and lo and behold, I came across two of our artist friends from the last episode, Toph Becario and also Chris Medvin. So I thought I'd feature their work again here, real quick, just to let everyone see the work. Chris Medvin won first place at the second Saturday Art Walk for October 2014, and Toph Becario was there as well. So anyways, I just wanted to show you guys this stuff again. Hi. In my book, Zooming Through Life, I tell tips about things that you can do that makes your life a little bit easier. And if you were to read it, you'd find one tip is that, especially this time of the year, extra use for this handy credit card is that if you have mosquito bites or something like that, you can use it to scratch, and that way you won't get infected from little germs and things that are inside under your fingernails. So you can scratch scratch away, and then before you get some medicine and stuff. But if you want to scratch yourself, that's a good way to do it and not get infected. Okay, so we've come across a little creative endeavor here. Various designs here, and I'm going to have, what's your name? I'm sorry.
Lucia.
Lucia. We'll have Lucia tell us a little bit about it here. Go ahead.
Okay, so my name's Lucia, and I like to make things, and I like to make knick-knack things that that people can just buy like really inexpensively. So I thought about making bows because I always have the problem with having bangs in front of my face, and then my face gets all greasy. So I thought about having a creative solution for that, and I saw girls in Asia using Velcro strips to keep their hair back, and I thought it'd be cool to have a bow that keeps your hair out of your face.
And it just goes real quick.
Yeah, and
it slides right on.
It doesn't really snag or anything.
All right, well that's cool. So, and they come in a variety of different designs here. And I think I shot a shot of my daughter with one earlier. So, and if you wanted to, you could just put a piece of something on the wall and stick them all on the wall to keep them, right?
Yeah.
Like that. Okay, well that's great. This is awesome. So we're going to put some information up so anybody that's interested in knowing more about these can just, you know, use that information. Thanks. Thanks, Lucia.
Okay, so today I have a big bag of gems, and so right now I'm going to show you this really pretty yellow gemstone, and then I have two others like that where I got at the Pirates boardwalk down at Long Beach Boardwalk. It's a Pirates Pier. Has games, and you can go across the boardwalk and buy stuff. And then there's also this orange one, just like that. And then this is like a kind of blue dash like black stone that I got at a fair. And I also got this pretty brown smooth stone. And I have a lot of flat stones, but this one is kind of rough. And then right here is a really thin stone. It kind of has a little crystal on it. And then right here is a very glittery purple stone. And then I have more of an earth stone.
Secret rendezvous. Meet her on a back street and she'll know just what to do. She's not the kind of girl you bring home to me, mom and dad, but she just might be the best you'll ever have. If you see her on the street, she'll smile, but she won't tell you her name. And if you ask her why, she'll say society is to blame. She's got to earn a living, of course she has to pay the bills. She has to, and she has a special skills. Lady on the street corner, street, you'll know her the way she moves when she walks. When you look deep into her eyes, you'll see she doesn't have to speak to talk. She's got to earn a living, but she has to pay the bills. She has to, and she has no special skills. Lady on the street corner, angel of the night, empress of the boulevard, babe in the city life. Make the strangers feel at home. What do you do to them? Turn them men into boys, sometimes boys into men.
Here's some of the awards that we got for that Pepsi Refresh Creative Reuse Day. So the mayor proclaimed the day, the county supervisor, we had the assembly and the senate, even Dianne Feinstein recognized us as well. So that's some of the stuff that we have on the wall. This is sort of like the wall of fame, I guess. But we also get things from artists that want to contribute and leave a little bit of themselves here. So for instance, one of the artists said, you need a Picasso. So he donated this picture, and it's called El Loco, and it's Picasso. And then this side, there was, I'll have to share, one of the ladies at the Wilmore City Association, Carol, she made that trash. It's just a lack of imagination. When she came in here, she was thrilled. And she says, I have to give this to you. I have to make this for you and give it to you. You deserve it there. So that's something that is quite very, very special to us, because that came when we first opened up, and she made that for us. So it's quite sweet. And then we get different other things that some of the people make. Even now, our mayor, Mayor Garcia now, but when he was city council people, he gave us that plaque, the Go Long Beach plaque, and he honored us as well for what we do in the community. Then here's a little history about us, is that up here, since you're looking up here, there's buttons. Those are, UFW, the farm workers, and also the longshoremen. And one of the big inspirations for me doing this is my dad.
Okay.
My dad was a longshoreman, but also back in the day he used to work for Cesar Chavez, and he used to help make these Huelga signs. And I don't know if I mentioned that, but it was quite fun. We used to make the Huelga signs, or the strike signs, in our garage for him. And I tell you, Yoshino, can you grab me the book real quick? So we have a book, and it actually has pictures of some of the Huelga signs in the picture that we used to make as kids when I was growing up in the 60s. And this is the Cesar Chavez book. And one of the things that was quite fascinating when we went through this book is that they had some pictures of the Huelga signs. And so these signs, these were made from cardboard. In San Francisco, my grandfather used to work for a construction company called Cahill. My dad would go over there, pick up all the cardboard, and it was all scrap cardboard. And then, do you know why they were round? These signs were round in particular?
I don't have a clue.
Okay, well back in those days, the garbage can lids were round.
Okay.
Garbage cans used to be, those tin garbage cans. So we actually used the lid to the garbage cans, and this is our stencil, and that's why they were round. And then we would spray paint them red, and then had another stencil to go over it, spray paint it black. And then the sticks were used from, or actually they were being reused from all the tree plantings in San Francisco, because my dad used to also do tree plantings, and they would have those sticks to hold up the trees until they could stand up on their own. So he saved all those sticks, cut them in half, and we would dip these sticks in green paint.
Oh, wow.
So this would be, picture this is black and red and then green sticks. So as kids growing up, this is our really, my first experience of creative reuse.
Right. You've got
So
a
we grew up
heritage
with-
for it.
Yeah, we grew up with it. So it was quite, exciting to do this because now I could share that story with a lot of our artists and peoples and tell them they love this history about, wow, we didn't know about that. Do you have that history? Okay. So that's why my dad, working with Cesar Chavez and Dolores Huerta, he has those buttons and he accumulated all that. And so that's why we have this kind of like in honor of him. And also these pictures, the Zapata and the Pancho Villa, those were, I guess if you will, upcycled on pallets, like
right.
pallets back in those days. So those are real vintage as well. And so we have that, and that was part of my dad's collection. And so he made he just did a lot of stuff. And then one of the other inspirations of starting this shop, because people always ask us this question, is that when I was a kid, this was one of my school books, Magic Carpet,
okay.
and it had my favorite story in it called Mr. Myrtle's Large Heart. And I love this story because it was about this little man. We had this little knick-knack shop, but it said, but if ever you want to buy something that you could never find anyplace else, sooner or later, someone will say, well, you might try Mr. Myrtle's down the way. Well, I used to read this story to my daughter, and I used to tell her, oh, when I grow up, when I was little, your age, I used to say I wanted a shop just like his. And so this is what happened. This is how this place came about. Because my daughter said, Ma, why don't we just have a little shop like Mr. Myrtle? And I said, oh, wait a minute, Mr. Myrtle, that's right. And then we could have all this little crazy stuff, be a green business, and let's capture all the little things that get thrown away. Not like the regular thrift store, but like the little stuff, like the nuts and the bolts and the tiny little stuff that really gets thrown away in the trash. So I thought about it and I said, let's do it. Let's take that leap of faith and let's just do it. So with her help and a few other friends, we just put this together, and here we are almost 7 years already. When some of the naysayers thought we wouldn't last 3 months, they thought, it's a junk store, you're not going to make it. But by sheer will of the people, we are still here. And so a lot of times people will say, are you the owner? I said, no, we're the founders. My daughter and I are the founders. We're not the owners of this shop. The people own this shop, because without their support, we would not be here. Literally, we would not be here without their support. So whenever we start crying, oh, we need to do a fundraiser, can you guys help us? Boom, they come, $20, $5, and it all helps. So all the money that we get from the shop is really literally going to pay the rent, to keep the doors open. So they help us a lot. They donate a lot of things, from old ornaments. We get ornaments and you can be reused, to pine cones, to flowers. Of course, you can see the flowers. These are fantastically fun. Old light bulbs. They love these, artists love these. Even these little ones, they love even the little ones,
the
like
little
this.
From like the holiday lights.
Right, and they just reuse these. So that's a popular item. So anything. We got this from an estate, old
movies.
And, these albums, these record albums, again, community, right? And it's unity in the community and sharing. These came from fingerprints around the corner. So Rand Foster and their crew over there, they're very generous. They donate over their extra LPs that they don't, sell or whatever. They have overstock and they don't need it. We get things like this from Lion Art Supply because they do framing and so forth. So the mat boards.
Okay.
So these are kind of things that I'm kind of sharing with you, that they help support us in that respect.
Thanks for watching our show. Come back and check us out next time on the Creative Underground.